morning and welcome to Money Wisdom, sponsored by Johnson Brunetti. I'm Natasha Lubchenko. Here with tips on managing our money is Eric Hogarth, certified financial planner and Johnson Brunetti partner. Eric, thanks for joining us today.
Of course, great to be here, as always.
All right, financial planning, very important, as we know and always talk about. And there are some common mistakes we should be aware of and avoid. So let's jump into this first one. You say carrying too much debt is a problem.
Yeah, I mean, where a lot of people are asked the question, how much should we be saving? A lot of times, if someone's debt situation is not good, and Eric, what kind of debt is good? Because there is some debt that's not bad. You got to focus the time and attention to that. If you've got more money going out the bottom of the bucket than you do going to the top of the bucket, you're spinning your wheels, and that's frustrating. So you look at the debt that you have, whether that's, a mortgage, which is okay, you probably have a decent rate, or credit card, bad. Life sometimes goes sideways, but you have to look at, are we being as smart as possible with the money that we can save? Because it's not always the most fun way to spend that money, but paying down debt sometimes makes more sense than saving into a retirement plan.
Definitely important to consider. Now, how about this one, Eric? Being too optimistic can also be a mistake here.
Yeah. You want to hope best case scenario. You also have to plan and prepare worst case scenario. Here we are in this window of time. The market's been going up seemingly forever, and we're having conversations now where there's a lot of volatility. Well, there usually is volatility. There's kind of hasn't been for 12, 13 years. So, all of a sudden it's, well, as long as the market just keeps going up 12% a year, I'm going to be fine. It's not going to, right? And you can't bank on that. And you don't have to be doomsday that, you're going to make 1% a year, but be realistic about what your plan is. Make sure it's still appropriate for today. If you're thinking about retiring, you're going to go from, saving money, living off a paycheck, to not saving money, living off what you've saved. So it's time to take a look at those things, but make sure that your plan's realistic.
All right. And next mistake here, Eric, reducing 401k contributions due to a bad market.
That can be a very discouraging time. You try so hard to save money, and life would be a bit easier if instead of putting that money in the 401k, you had it to spend, and you get a statement a month after you kind of scrimped so that you could put money in a 401k and you have less money in it. You're putting money into a sinking ship, but it's long term. Now, if you're 70, maybe it's not. But if you're 50, if you're 60, the market, Joel, my business partner, talks about it like breathing, inhale, exhale. You can't just do one of those all the time. It's not going to go up all the time. It's not going to go down all the time, but consistency is what will help you best grow that money. And, getting out of your own way and not thinking, is it the best time to invest? If you consistently do it, it's going to work. And the more time you have, the more likely it is it's going to work.
All right. And another mistake here regarding our 401ks is borrowing from your 401k.
Yeah. Try not to. If you're in a place where you need some help, and, I had a conversation actually with someone yesterday, someone who, saw the TV program, and they called in and they said, I've got questions about debt consolidation, and could you maybe shed some light on it? And I talked to this nice man for like half an hour, just kind of talking through what the options are, because there are options. Again, you want to be realistic. I know we want to pay things off as quickly as we can, but if you can't, you've got to make sure you're in the right program. But taking a loan off of a 401k should really be seen as a last resort. Same thing, these days with equity markets going up. All of a sudden, people who own a home, well, they have a lot more equity in that home than they used to. And maybe there's some people in the lending industry that think it's a good idea to draw that money out and do something else with it. It's probably not. So be wary of that. All of a sudden the market goes down, you borrowed money against your house, you're trying to sell your house and you owe more than it's worth. It's not a position you want to be in.
Yeah.
So, I understand life happens, but, reach out and have a conversation about this stuff. Just make sure that you're exploring all the options available to you.
Yep.
Because you're going to need that money in the 401k to be able to retire someday.
Yep. Financial planning, complex topic, Eric. So quickly before we go, what special offer do you have for our viewers today?
Special offers, our book, excuse me, it's called The People's Retirement Handbook. And it talks about a whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of stuff. Kind of I talk often about checklists and, making sure that you're covering all the bases, because you don't know what you don't know. It's absolutely free. You can get it at moneywisdomtv.com, and I really encourage you to read it. I think anyone is going to find it helpful. Again, that's the People's Retirement Handbook. You can get it at moneywisdomtv.com.
All right, great offer as always. Eric Hogarth from Johnson Brunetti, thank you. And again, if you would like to learn more and to receive this offer, go to moneywisdomtv.com. For CT Style, I'm Natasha Lubchenko. We'll see you next time.